If you have a screen. Got
All
it.
right, ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? I wish I felt better, but I'm gonna do my fucking best today. It ain't easy to yell into a microphone with 7 broken ribs, but here we are, motherfuckers. With me always, Troy E. Anderson, International Punk Kings, Shot Talk International, and joining us today from Roadrunner Records, the Hurricane. How the hell are you today?
Doing good over here. It's cold. We got some fresh snow. I'm by the airport, so it's really cold over in my area.
Okay.
Well, if you're not going to answer the first question, I definitely want to because I want to know what the scene is in Idaho and what's going on with all the bands and the artists and the shows. Is there a development of here we go? It's 2023. We're going to just go out the gates and do some big shows. And
Oh gosh, we've been up and running. I would say a good 6 months now. I mean, we have local bands playing different shows, usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then intermittent through the week. There's always a show going on right now. And the bigger ones, it's just kind of as the tours mosey on through. If we're lucky, we get in between Utah and Washington, that nice little drive up there. It's kind of hit and miss. I've seen a few of them that just kind of skipped us so far, but like Coheed and Cambria, I'm crossing fingers we get, like a small slide in there, but it's still early.
Still
Oh,
cold.
yeah.
Right? Everybody who's smart's avoiding this place. You'll come, it'll be nice and sunny and 50, 60 degrees, and then an hour later it's 6 degrees and snowing.
Yes, everyone. If you didn't hear the chats because you weren't in the chats, most of you weren't. We were talking about before the chats the weather conditions in the United States, and I'm sure in Europe, it's a little bit different. They might be having a warm winter, but for us, it's been kind of different.
Yeah, a lot colder, a lot more
And
wet.
he used to be joining us from Montana. I guess it's like negative something. So
I saw that. I have family up there in Missoula, so they're not too happy right now either.
I love the way you say Missoula. I mean, I
Huh?
love that name. I love that name, Missoula, Montana.
Missoula. Right?
There's got to be some history between that because that's a very catchy name, but it's
It
very
is
cold.
cool.
Cold.
I haven't been up there in forever. I have family up on the reservation, and it's kind of locked down now. So unless you actually live there most of the year, they really don't like a lot of the outsiders coming in. It's just violence, the trashing places. People have no respect anymore, so you can't really blame them. I mean, it's native land. We've already made a big enough mess. They don't need us up there making more.
Yes, Chris.
Yo,
We have anyone left in the chat box? We got Mark yet?
no, we don't have Mark yet. We're waiting on Mark and Peter.
Marky Peter. Sounds like we will. It's like Sunday church class, but this is rock and roll. Mark and Peter coming up, talking to Troy in the Hurricane
Oh,
to
I
give
gotta
you
get this.
representation about your metal and your rock and roll.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to get this cat out from behind me, nice and
Oh, how
easy,
fun.
so I can sit back.
Another symbol of the lion, and we're Lion Pride. We're here at Lion Pride headquarters, and of course, Chris, you're out in Kentucky, Central
Yep,
City.
love
Got
your
seven.
sis, Kentucky.
You should name that as a new band. That should be your band name. 7 Broken Ribs. Yeah.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah.
I
Well,
That'd
got
be a
and
seven
lot.
and I'm
ribs.
waiting for a copy of the video because I would love to have a band just put that
Yeah.
video in a music video for a song about loving and appreciating life. Because I'll tell you what, since that since last Tuesday, I have a totally new outlook on things, and I want to appreciate every day that I'm here on this planet.
I agree. And my
Yeah.
genius mind has told me to tell Hurricane to ask, is there a possibility he could take stock footage and be able to produce it to something like Warner Brothers or some other entity for them to use for stock footage? And how would they do
Yeah,
that?
that's a good question.
Because stock
I
footage
don't
is
know.
used in movies all the time, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's used all the time. I mean, they'll find good stock footage and like, oh, this is good. We'll buy this and use it.
Right. I'll have to
Yeah.
look into that. That's a good question.
This
See
maybe
if
you need
I
to
can't
hire.
find a little way to worm on in there, you know.
This is something of value. It has a content orient. I mean, we have a potential larger celebrity, including myself, of course, but
Yeah.
it'd be good for historical records. And who knows, the footage might actually look good.
Right. No
Right?
doubt.
Real.
Very.
Take it up. You
Yeah.
don't have to go shop and do the boom. It's done. It's already ready.
Right.
I mean,
Oh
you can
man.
project stuff like an alien that did it, kind of like doing a tractor beam with the car and everything, and then of course his lawsuit dies. But you know what I mean?
Right. Put a little Mars attack spin on there.
Sure. I mean, anything that sells movies. I mean, tickets,
Right.
whatever they're doing now to make money off of movies.
Oh gosh. Right. Anything and
Right.
everything.
Right. So I didn't throw on that one. I'm just saying, what powers to be, we got some footage here, if you want it, Chris might be reasonable. Chris, your intake on that.
Say what?
It is your it is your footage. Would you want a big entity to see your footage and use it for a rock video?
Hell yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's from what I hear, it was wild, it was crazy, and I think it would be something that would.
But you're in it.
Yeah, I think it would be great. Like if someone wrote a song about living life to the fullest, you never know what's going to happen. I think it would be good footage for something like that.
We've lost all the evil Knievils in the world. We need a moment like this. Like this guy survived. Like my guitar player, I'm doing kind of a memorial today eventually, but he died in his sleep. And you wouldn't have gone out that way. If you would have died, you would have gone out a warrior's death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's even here it's been wild. We had 4 people now in less than a month that have decided to walk into I-84. One hit by a semi, one hit by an SUV, causing multiple wrecks. I mean, that's 4 people. One was a truck driver. He parked his truck and just walked in the freeway. I don't get it. The weirdest things are happening. You just can't.
I've been hit by beer trucks.
Every minute means so much anymore,
Yeah.
I survived a beer truck incident when I got hit by a beer truck. Flew me about 30 feet in the air. I've survived being hit by an SUV. I grabbed it like Superman and broke my shoulder. And just recently I flew in a bus, and I have no problem saying that gravity did its work and I was completely injured, but I survived.
Right.
If you survive these things,
yeah,
go forth.
Survival of the fittest, man. Yeah. Can't take you down.
If you can fall off a cliff, and when you're 3-year-olds, fall off a boat 50 feet in the air and hit concrete and not get a concussion. You got a tough head, kid. You got a tough head.
Right?
Strong body, tough bones, hard muscles. Genghis Khan, like, that's why I know I am related to Genghis Khan. I have 1/8 Asian. I know most people don't believe this, but it's true. I am a Mongolian. It's the only reason I should survive all this crap. Neither than I'm a Viking too. So I'm like, I must be a little berserker. I must be a little Mongolian. I definitely have some royal heritage shit. I don't know. Friends keep talking to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the Viking blood, the Norwegian ancestry.
All the crap. I think this is what I talked to Marc about that. Hopefully he joins today. I think the monarchs, the monarchs are better for us than the corporates. I truly believe that. I truly believe that the kings and queens of today are better moral people than the corporations that destroy our planet by the pharma, by all these other things. I think Harry and the king and all the other kings are better people than these corporates make them out to be. These are not the boogeymen. These people take care of the land and their subjects. They want good for people. And I think we got it backwards. Wealth is not evil. It's people that want to make everyone poor that's evil. Does that make any sense?
I agree.
Because you gotta have something to protect everyone else. And if you have a king or a monarch and it protects the people. That's better than the corporations wanting to sell you in just garbage. We need to have Warner Brothers, other companies, get that moral compass. I mean, it isn't a racial thing. It is an ethical thing. It's good versus bad or the unknown. That's the only choices you have in this world. An entertaining factor is we can make great movies about it. Just saying. Again, we got content.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on, Peter? Ladies and gentlemen,
It's from LA.
World-renowned artist from California, manager of the band Iced LA, kick-ass band, the one and only Peter Cerman.
Thank you very much for having me. And how are you guys doing today?
Doing really good, Peter. Surviving and thriving.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I was listening for a few minutes your conversation. Yeah, and this world nowadays is it's kind of crazy. A lot of weird stuff is going on, and Troy, like we were talking about it yesterday, if you remember, last night, that we never know. Like somebody could be completely healthy, no cancer, no heart problems, nothing, and then next day that person is gone. Just unfortunately, like your friend, your guitarist, between 2014 and 18, as far as I remember, Jay, right? Yes. So, and we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, and that's why I said this on Shop Talk before, that we learned from yesterday, from past. We should not try to repeat, or we should not repeat at all mistakes that we've done, because nobody is perfect, and we learn from it. And we repeat the good stuff that we have done in the past. That's a good thing. We live for this moment as we speak in right now, this second. And we're hoping tomorrow, because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And unfortunately, Chris, I'm so sorry what happened to you. I was not aware of it until last night. Troy told me, that you were in what I saw pictures, if I can say it loud, that Troy sent me. It was horrible. And, like, God bless that man, that you are here with us, and you'll be able to do a Shop Talk. And I understood 7 broken ribs.
Yes. 7 broken ribs, a bruised lung, and you can tell I'm not wearing my hat and glasses today because it actually hurts to put that stuff on my head.
Yeah.
Well, God bless it. Nothing worse happened.
Thank you. Thank you.
And question, Chris, really quickly. I remember we had a talk about the car that it's got a lot of maybe 300,000 miles, and it's still running.
Yep.
And, I don't remember exactly if it was Pontiac, but it was old car. And you said on Shop Talk that I take care of that car very well. That's why it's running. Is it the car, or was it different car?
No, that was in my. I had a 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix that I was doing my best to take care of and keep it running. Had 300,000 miles on it, and when they extracted me from the vehicle, it was still running. Smashed to pieces, but the engine was still running.
I have an 02 Impala, and I'm getting ready to roll the 300,000. And I, other than I had to replace the hub on the right side, the wires came loose, which is a big thing with the Impala. But other than that, runs like a dream, man. It's like my little roller coaster. I love it. You take care of them, man. They'll run until you run them in the ground anyway,
Right, for the most part.
Awesome.
That's what we call heavy metal.
If we could transition, I believe we got some music news coming up there, Peter. You got your sons going again with things coming up.
Well, I can bring up drummer of Iced LA, as everybody. I have twins, 2 boys, 11 years old. One is playing bass guitar, Johan, and Justin is playing drums. So I'm gonna actually walk to my recording studio. And,
all right.
While you're walking.
And while Peter's walking, I do have a quick announcement to make. to our Ohio listeners within that vicinity, stay tuned to Asgard Radio for your chance to win tickets to Sonic Temple, DWP Sonic Temple in Ohio. We will be giving away tickets on Asgard Radio. So stay tuned.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great announcement.
Yes. And hopefully, if we get that and we're successful at that, we'll be able to do more Danny Wimmer festivals this year, like Louder Than Life, Incarceration, all that. So, yeah, stay tuned to Asgard Radio for your chance to win.
We still got a small possibility of seeing Serge today as well. I don't see where Peter is right now. I think I heard his voice.
Here I am.
Yeah. Yes, there he is.
So here I am.
In the way, there's got a little bit of a spray going on, but I think we have an image of some kind.
Right, kind of like the Old Spice commercials and stuff when the wind's blowing.
I'm on a horse.
Right, exactly.
We're almost there. We're almost at the journey of the studio. Yes, we're very close to all the guitars. The Prodigy. Yes.
So here's Justin Cerman. Justin,
what's up, dude? Love the t-shirt.
Thank you.
Nice haircut too.
Yeah, he likes Slipknot.
Yeah.
I have been a huge Slipknot fan since the mid 90s, before they were even well known. I actually grew up in Iowa and spent some of my teenage years in the 90s in Des Moines, where I got to see them before they even left Iowa.
Nice.
I was Slipknot.
Yeah, before they became big, like you said, Chris, I was in Orphan Records in downtown Minneapolis. That's where I lived. And they were actually recording, I believe, their first full-length album after they got signed.
Iowa?
No, it was in Minneapolis.
No, the name of the album was Iowa.
Probably, yeah. Could have been, yeah. But,
yes,
yeah.
right.
They were in Studio A, I was in Studio B, so that's how I got to meet the guys, for the first time. Because my band, we walked into Studio, and then Studio A, they were recording. We were supposed to be in Studio B, and sound engineer opened the door, and I hear this like a really crazy music, like double kick, like super speed. And I'm like, holy shit, who is in that room? It's like Slipknot. I'm like, I've never heard of them. But it sounds wild.
Wait a minute. I just thought it said, Chris, are you trying to do a segue about Dolly Parton?
Hey, I have to agree. I've seen a few comments. Hard Candy Christmas with Slipknot. Dude, they need to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Dolly Parton was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She herself does not agree with it. She says she has made no contributions to rock music. So with her induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, she is going to put out a rock album, and there is rumors of a possible collaboration with Slipknot, re-recording Jolene and 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've seen that one sneak up in my feed a few times there, and I'm just like, oh, please do it. Please do it. That would be pretty sweet.
I hear a release. We seem to be doing pretty good with releases there, Hurricane. What do you think? We starting to hit the bubble just right?
I'm hoping so.
Peter, we got a release for your son too, right? When was the go time?
When was what? I'm sorry, say again.
What's the go time for Ice LA? What's the go time for a lot of stuff? Damn, would be the presentation, or is there anything you want to release beforehand?
Well, right now we are writing new songs. I'll get to that part, but we are focusing for the NAMM show 2023, which is coming up in April this year. And Justin's going to be also at the NAMM show as an artist, for percussions and drums. So that's going to be his first time. He's only 11 years old, so that's a great success, right,
Yeah.
Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Hey, congratulations.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Thank you. Well, it's all about, youth nowadays. We have to keep them inspired and give them inspiration. Either they want to do
Yeah.
music or
So, on the
sports.
radio, I'll call you back in 2 hours.
So, but speaking of Iced LA, or answering your question, Troy, would be
Yes.
writing new songs. And actually, Justin, you can tell about what you doing, because your first instrument is drums.
Yeah.
And then
Guitar, but mainly in drop C because I can't play chords because I suck at guitar.
Hey man, I've tried, and I don't know how many friends, sit there. I can't do the chords either for nothing. Keyboards, I'm good, but no, I can't do the guitar. I don't know.
I can
Yeah.
do the 4 major chords, but don't ask me to put them together to make a song.
Right.
Yeah, and Justin, he started writing songs in drop C tuning, and then Justin, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
They were very simple chord progressions. Well, not chords, but just like one note at a time.
And
One
then,
note at a time. Okay.
and then you show me. Then Justin shows me his melody that he's creating, and then Justin,
We make a song.
yeah, I'll develop it. I'll take it from there. And he's got some great ideas. He's inspired by System of a Down, Slayer, Slipknot, Metallica. Name all of the really good bands, in heavy metal, thrash metal, death metal, black metal industry. So I'm very happy that Ice LA is going the way it's gone, because
Yes, I imagine you are.
nowadays, sometimes you see, young kids in the age of like 10, 11, that they are very talented and they have band together. So I'm very proud father to be twins. My sons, they can follow my footsteps that I've been doing for, oh my God, 45 years. Yeah, I'm 48 since I was 3. So, and I feel very blessed.
Well, you should.
Yes, and dude, I'll tell you what, man, that's called parenting done right.
I think so.
When your son is 11 years old and he's already a prodigy behind the drum kit and writing music and all of that, I mean, that's just good parenting right there.
Yeah, but you know what, Chris? Thank you very much for that compliment. I take it as a compliment. But you know what? I since my sons were born, they were exposed to recording studio, and I gave them choice. They had keyboards, guitars, bass guitars, drums, microphones. Name any kind of instruments.
Sound
engineering, whatever, mix boards, pedal boards for guitar. Whole 9 yards. And I gave them a choice. I didn't say like, hey, you have to play keyboard, you have to play bass guitar, you have to play drums, guitar, vocals, blah blah blah. I said like, you guys, you pick and choose whatever you like. And I think that's why I'm pretty successful what's happening right now, because I didn't force them to play particular musical instrument, and I gave them choice that you guys, you pick and choose, and we'll take it from there.
Oh, right, dude. And I'll tell you what, you just made me think of a post I seen, and I think I shared it the other day, about the movie School of Rock. When the girl came up and said, hey, I want to try singing, and Jack Black just, all right, let's hear what you got. Or the other kid, I want to be the fashion person for the band. All right, that's you. These kids tell you what they want to do, and you're just do it.
Right. Self-delegation instead of somebody saying, do this, do that.
Yeah.
It's a teaching of a common law lost in today's society. I think the only time in history of humans was during the philosophies, like Greeks and the Romans, but then war got in the way. So,
yeah. And Justin could tell us, I got him probably the best mentors. I started teaching him drums, just the basic stuff. But now, Justin, you can tell publicly who are your mentors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Achilles Priester and Ronnie Siago. I'm not joking.
and currently he's originally from, he was born in Africa, but he grew up in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So he's finishing some tour over there, and we're gonna see him probably in a couple of weeks again. And Ronnie Siago played with Black Sabbath, and I could go with other bands. You know, really good drummers. Ronnie Siago is originally a jazz drummer, but when I saw him play double kick, I thought it was Dave Lombardo or Lars Ulrich from Metallica. I didn't know when I was in recording studio who is behind the drums. And Ronnie Siago is very versatile, and so is Achilles Priester. Two world-class big drummer stars. And Johan, my other son, who is a twin brother of Justin, his mentor is going to be Martin Anderson, that we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have Martin on fairly soon. He's been saying as soon as the promo window opens up, we'd love to be on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's currently on tour with Lita Ford.
That is
and Lita Ford,
yes.
Lita Ford was well known for working with Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy and Sharon, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that song. Oh my God.
Right.
Close my eyes.
Close my eyes. Yes.
Now we're starting to see the dots and the lines starting to sink in. This is good. We also have Steve Unker on next Sunday as well for Metal Church and from Autograph. He said he would have been on today, but he has a thing called American football he likes to watch.
Oh yeah, Steve.
Great American pastimes.
You know,
So,
and
anyway, any other questions for Justin? Because I'm gonna let him practice, and I'm gonna get back to my.
Justin, I have one question. How long? This is a big one. This is the reverse thinking here. How long would you want to play music for in your life?
Until my wrists blow out, probably.
Good answer.
Right.
so your wrist blow out. Nah. What was his name? Like a year ago or so, ended up having a heart attack behind the drum kit and still finished the set.
Oh God, who was that?
Heard that story, yes.
I'm sorry, the name of the artist is drawn to blank, but
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think the name too.
But yeah, Justin, I can't wait to hear the new stuff from you guys.
I can't either. I think that's dedication. He was willing to play until his wrists fall off. That is, in my mind, dedication. Let's see how far it goes.
All right.
Yeah, well, Justin is playing super accurate with click backing tracks, and he's up to speed double kick. Like, it's insane for 11-year-old. My mind stops, like I cannot even stop jamming with him. We come up with new ideas every time I hit guitar and he hits drums, so just two of us if we're jamming, even with our bass guitar or keyboard. So, and Justin is just like, I'm not saying it because he's my son. It's just like something that I have not seen for a long time, and especially in his age, and it's just like amazing. And we'll release something probably shortly after NAMM show, because we're trying to focus on NAMM show, because Justin's going to have a lot of meetings, and Troy, you'll probably be there like last year. You came over.
Making a trip, and in fact, we can get Marc on today sometime. I'm pretty sure
I'm already here.
I was going to say,
this
Marc,
is a great interview.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Wow.
This is just a great interview, and I didn't want to interrupt the interview.
And I wanted to add on to Peter real quick. He said there's a lot of great artists out there, and I was doing a top 20 show on Saturday mornings, and I was getting the Billboard list and the media base list. And then a couple of weeks ago, I says, you know what? I'm sorry, but this list sucks. There is way better music out there than what the mainstream media is saying is your top 20 music. So I kind of quit doing that and make my own top 20 list of what I think sounds the best.
DJ Prog, good idea.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. You gotta go with your gut feeling, and your opinion also. There are a lot of great artists out there unknown, and it's just like that's the whole point of music industry, show business in general. That some people they get discovered, some people they don't. And these artists that are really good, talented, no matter what they play, what genre, what instrument, they should be seen, they should be heard, and then let public and fans to make opinion if they like it or not. So.
Right.
Right, where we come back
definitely.
to the dollar, determines what's up here and everything else, and it just kind of,
Right. Well, and that's also why, like, on the station, if I get a song I've never heard before, I won't listen to it until I play it on Asgard for the listeners, and then we hear it for the first time together. Let me know if you like it, or I'll throw it away.
right. Good old pump it or dump it.
Yeah, because there's
I'll stick around. Justin, say bye-bye. He wants to go practice his drums.
Yeah, rock on.
Hell yeah.
His drum. Okay, so can I show his drums quickly? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Switch this camera. Justin is go behind your drum kit. I'm gonna try to switch this camera. Oh my god, I suck at this.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Good job.
So I've got hi-hat, a
So-
splash, a crash, another crash, a gong, a china, another crash, a ride, a splash, another hi-hat, another crash, and another crash.
Yeah, he's got a sick drum kit.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
And
But he all deserves it because he's working on it so hard. Like 3 hours a day. Can you imagine you come from school, you're supposed to do homework, and yeah, or you get it done at school, and then he goes behind his monster right here, and he plays for like 2-3 hours, and then he asks me like, "Daddy, are we jamming tonight?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Right.
Oh yeah, that's
Therapy and
badass.
exercise all at once.
Except for Justin, I see one thing that's missing.
What
Where's
is
the
that?
I
cowbell?
was gonna say,
cowbell.
you're one
You're
of
gonna
the
want
few
that
kids
cowbell
I've
with-
seen without a cowbell.
Yeah, you're gonna want that cowbell.
Yeah. Oh, right there.
Believe it or not, it sounds funny, but
Yeah. We used it. Do you want to show them blast beat quickly? Oh, you don't have an earpiece. All right, maybe next time.
And even
All right. Well,
Yes.
why don't you go get your earpiece, and I'm gonna go back to my smoke shop. So you guys keep talking. Now I'm staying right here. I'm just gonna switch the camera again. Hopefully, good.
Awesome. I'll do a quick segue with Mark. Mark, you're here, thank goodness. From Montana. I heard it was very cold out there in Montana.
Oh yeah, man, it's -6 today.
Wow,
Freezing.
you are really up there. in the
Yep, and the sun is
temperature.
shining, so it's deceptive. It looks nice, but it's
Right.
cold.
You keep on going up with the negative, you're gonna feel nippy.
It's getting the tidbit nipply up here. If it gets cold enough, eventually it'll go back into the positive. It'll make a big circle back
Right.
around.
We had you on before, and Peter doesn't know you that well at all. But basically, you were also on the breakout show, and so we're keeping you on. You're good friends with Levi Lyon. You're a supporter of the LPM
Oh
cause.
yeah.
And
Shout out to
I
Lion Pride.
wanted to say that we were
Right.
thinking about maybe cooperating and getting down to Idaho, and we have the hurricane. He's from Montana. You're in Idaho. I'm in Tacoma. Can we make a bridge?
We're
Right,
making the
a little
network.
trifecta going on there.
Yep. It's a perfect circle right there. The route going through there is a really good route to go
Oh
through.
gosh, the first year Shaman's Harvest was touring, they kind of got lost going through the mountains because I'm like, you got to hit us in between, always between Utah and Washington, Oregon trips, and we got lucky enough that they came in and they played for us. But yeah, watching them as they're filming, coming through the blues and everything was funny.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
gorgeous.
I play a lot in Blackfoot down there by Pocatello. There's a place called Tumbleweed Saloon. I play
Mhm.
play there every time I go through. I play there. It's a great spot. They call it the Weed.
The weed, right?
The weed. I'm always in the weed.
And those that have not heard of Shaman's Harvest, you need to check out either Bird Dog or The Devil in Our Wake. Two amazing
Yes.
songs.
Yes.
I mean, Shaman's Harvest is an amazing band.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
Original
name.
Swole.
Shaman's Harvest.
Yes.
Yep.
Has Peter made his way to the smoke area yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here in the smoking area. My smokehouse.
Hell yeah.
Mark, what do you play? What instruments do you play?
Play damn near everything.
He's a one-man band. He can play
Yes.
drums and bass at the same time and sing.
Yep, I play bass on the left hand, guitar on the right hand. I've got that backwards. The bass on the right hand, the guitar on the left, and I drum with my feet and I sing.
No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's called the microphones. Yep, check it out, microphones.
Need to get Mark one of those prototype bass electric guitars. It's like
Oh,
your
man,
top,
I've been seeing-
your top string is a bass string, and the rest of them are for your guitar.
I've been seeing all kinds of ever since I started this. Facebook has been suggesting all these like crazy experimental instruments to me, and I've been seeing like people setting up like 2 basses, 4 guitars, all on one body, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just madness.
You got octopus arms going on your guitars there.
It's crazy what people are doing these days. There's
Oh,
a guy that. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, check out Crash Karma, his guitar bass prototype. That the way he does it is just amazing.
Crash Karma. I like that name. That's cool.
Yep, they're pretty awesome too.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now. I've been experimenting with these AI algorithms and software that it's called Magenta, that was made by Google, and
Yeah.
they have you heard about that? Yeah, they
I
make, like,
was just actually reading about Magenta last night.
yeah, it's really awesome. It's not very musical. It does a lot of generation. It's more jazzy than anything. It still requires the artistic influence of the human ear. But it's really good if you're just like, oh, we'll just plug it in and see what happens. You can come up with some pretty cool MIDI stuff and then work from there.
Right.
That's awesome.
I saw a dude that is doing this thing now that he made all these electronic machines they'll play the instrument for you, and then he just runs it through MIDI software, and the song will play itself, and it's like a robot band basically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I use for my solo project. Similar stuff. I call it like a sequence tracks. I use a Cork Triton. That's for Peter Cerman solo project, which is completely different. Like compared to Iced LA, it's more of a, like a Steve Vai, Joe Satriani meets Yngwie Malmsteen. So pretty much I pre-record the whole orchestra on the keyboard, and then I can just put a start button, and the whole set, let's say hour and a half, will go, and I just play lead guitar to it. It's only instrument.
That's awesome.
Because I'm not good with computers, but I've been using this for like, oh my God, since 1999, like, yeah, over 20 years, 23 years at least. And that's for my solo project. So, because one-man band, Mark, like you said, so,
Yeah.
I would play guitar like 80%, and 20% I would play piano or keyboard sounds, live on the stage. And everything else is pre-recorded. And people go like, where is your band? Where is your orchestra? I'm like, they're sleeping at home.
That's the state of the technology. We finally reached the singularity.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Right? I know a couple of people that use BandLab to put theirs together piece by piece. It's a cool program.
Yeah, BandLab is really good. I've had a really good experience with BandLab. Their mastering software works really well. I mean, as far as for something free, that's what I'm using right now for all of my tracks. If I get it mastered, I would just send it right on to BandLab, and it gives you the selection. Takes
Nice.
0 time, 0 effort. It's the
Right?
best
It's
way to
fun to
go
play
right now.
with. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love watching, all the different offshoots. We did this, we did that, we changed this. It's pretty cool.
I was
Hell yeah.
thinking about therapy and music. Like if I could heal myself or if I could make Chris feel better, maybe we're in water. We played music while we're in water. So our bodies wouldn't really feel anything, but we could have really good fun in water while we're
That's a great idea.
taking care of our bodies, maybe the hot
Yeah.
water,
Audio
See-
therapy.
the good looking
not-
people around us, and then I don't know, just water and music and therapy.
See, now you got me coming up with an idea for a hot tub with an audio system integrated that makes the water vibrate to the beat
Right.
of
That's
the
what
music.
I was just thinking. Put
Yeah,
the
that's a
speaker
great
in the
idea.
bottom, big old subwoofer in there.
Yeah.
And sound travels different through the water too, so you'd have to have
And
a special acoustic
They have
array.
robots now that can actually travel in water. So don't worry about the robots dying in the water. They're actual robots that can swim.
There's a place up here in Great Falls called the Sip and Dip, and they have mermaids you can go in the restaurant and there's mermaids swimming in a tank.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
seen video of
Restaurant.
that.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. I've played at a place called the Newberry just down the road from there. I was thinking about setting up a show there. I should ask them if they can let me play in the water.
In the
We'll get
water.
this
that would be
going.
cool, like
Get
the
the waterproof
SpongeBob
speakers
concert
going.
under the ocean.
It'd be
Or-
epic.
Oh man,
Breaking world records.
see, now I'm getting more ideas. Because I've seen videos of that place you're talking about with the mermaids swimming in the tanks. But
Yeah,
set
it's like
up- Set
a
up like a
legendary-
little booth in the middle of the tank that's waterproof, and just have a band in the middle of the tank in that
Yes.
booth playing out.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
pitch this idea to them and see what they say.
Yeah, Warner Brothers, please. Warner Brothers, please, get
It's
on this
great.
immediately.
They just might say yes too, because I've been talking to them for a while about setting up a gig
We
there.
need a
So
Waterworld,
Right.
we call it Waterworld Avatar, singer in therapy with drummer in therapy and guitarist player in therapy, everyone in therapy making music with beautiful mermaids and mermen, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, and I've said it before, and I'll say it 1,000,001 times. People that say you need therapy, sitting here in the studio, listening to music, broadcasting on air. This is my therapy. This is my church.
oh yeah,
There-
artistry is transcendental. It uses both sides of the brain. It's one of the few things we do that does both sides of the brain.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I've always said that music is important because your heart beats at a 4/4 rhythm. 90% of the music you listen to is a 4/4 rhythm.
There it
So-
is.
And Chris,
Yeah.
for what you said, because I said this probably 10, 20 years ago, my recording studio is my sanctuary, like my church.
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
time I go out there, I could be just driving to grocery store. There is going to be always knucklehead who's going to piss me off, cut me off, almost cause car accident that unfortunately happened to you recently, right? So,
Yes.
and every time you go out there, somebody is trying to push your buttons, or you see this craziness, that craziness, it's been going on for years and years. I'm not even talking about right now. But when I get behind these double walls in my recording studio, soundproof, I'm like, this is my church. This is like my sanctuary. I forget about everything. It's my therapy, just like you were saying, Chris.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
therapeutic.
Yes.
Definitely.
Come into the studio, shut the door. Everything else in the world is just forgotten about.
Yep. That's my own world. That's what I call it.
It merges the conscious with the subconscious. It
Yeah.
allows
Okay.
us to tap into the collective consciousness.
Yes, that's so right, Mark. That is so right. Hurricane, I want to ask you a question real quick
Cheers
about
to
this.
that.
Have you ever heard of the cathedral concept of musicians when it comes to stage? I actually brought it up years ago in an interview. But basically, I told them when I'm on stage, I feel like I'm on a cathedral concept. You're on a bigger aspect of your mind. You're in a different world. Have you seen artists depict that? Well, you've met a lot of artists. Have you seen after the performances? Have you seen a kind of a different? I felt it, of course, many times. I'm sure Peter has too. But have you felt there's a spiritual thing that occurs after the performance? You see that transition of where they were and where they are now?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so they try to stick to, like anybody, your line, your plan of action, anything comes
Oh
in there,
my.
it kind of
Did we
it
lose her?
frazzles you.
Is she
But
there?
once they get off that
Chris?
stage, it's
Anyone?
Wait,
What?
say
do
what? Say
What
what,
you say,
Troy?
it. We lost him.
I don't know. I think Troy froze up.
Oh.
Yeah, she froze up.
Yeah, he did.
I froze up or you froze up?
You froze up.
Froze
I
up.
don't know what happened, but
Okay,
there
so
you are.
It's
That's
probably
okay.
cold in Seattle.
Yeah. That was a perfect question though. Was there an answer though? I'm on the other side of the head going, she's about ready to answer, and then nothing.
Right, and then it's like,
Damn it.
um, but yeah, after the shows, when they come off stage, they've had a time to a short time, just take a breather and shake off.
Yeah.
And you could tell the anxiety and everything when they're on stage. I mean, they may do it over and over and over, but you still see that, that, oh my God, there's all these people we don't know. We don't know how the show's going to run. There's a lot going through their heads on stage, but once they get off, man, it's all like, buddies and friends. They intermingle with everybody usually around here. It's not very often. A lot of the bigger ones, like down, at the Nampa Center over in, the big arenas.
Yeah.
It's more private there, but here we've got so many smaller venues they play that it really is. I mean, it's like Wayland getting back in with Mushroom Head, they get down in the pits and hang out with everybody. And it's really different from what I see, that's being streamed from other places and they're big venues, and they just don't get that up close and personal.
My,
It's a
my
different
number
Yeah.
two, three fans are all from Europe, but the main reason is because the way that they conduct their business on the stage, it's kind of like Iron Maiden back in the day. I see with Powerwolf, I see with Sabaton, I see with Brothers Metals, all these other bands. They always go for theatrical, and they always bring almost a spiritual aspect where the crowd's enthused with them, and so you get this
Oh, yeah.
back and forth where the audience, the performer, it's all
Right.
the music is
Yep.
just the words or just the thoughts. The actual, you actually see the performances. It's actually has its own life aspect to it. It's just amazing.
right.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the energy is different every place, and it just kind of like being from Montana, the powwow situation. Everybody comes together, throws their own pieces in there. It's a big party, and that's just kind
Yep.
of
Yeah,
Big old
it's a
jam sesh
celebration
for
of
sure.
music, I think. Yeah,
Right.
Yes,
celebration.
and I was gonna add on, Alicia. I a lot of times I prefer the smaller venues over the arenas just because you get the chance to be more intimate with the band.
Right. Right.
And after the show at a smaller venue, the band's going to go over to the merch table and hang out. You're not
Hang
going to
out.
get that at an arena show.
Yeah, they're not on that strict timeline. We got to hit this flight, this route. I mean, hotels and all that. It's a lot more stress in a bigger venue tour than, just kind of chilling as you go through and enjoying the people,
Yeah,
the culture.
that's true. I think, but I think in 5,000 to 50,000 capacity shows, you always have different aspects. I mean, you always have the pre-show, pre-media stuff, and of course, all those other things backstage. So I think those are still provided at bigger events. I think that we have to kind of like, as journalists in music, kind of like, unfortunately, feed on that, or at least direct people to that, because that's the only thing they got. When you're doing
Yeah.
500 people, I can understand what you're saying. Like, I talked to Jello Biafra. He was waiting for everybody to talk to him after the show, and that was really cool. Dead Kennedy's former headman doing that, front man. He was able to conversate with people afterwards. You're not going to get that with 5,000 to 50,000, probably not, but you will get the VIP slots, and you'll get the potential of maybe running into them, and there's always a potential. And I think even in a big show, you should always try, if you're an artist and a fan, you want to meet or you want to build that relationship, maybe do take the card. I mean, I don't want to pay for a fan card, but if you really want to be dedicated, maybe take the membership card, because then you're going to get more out of it. So
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
yeah, Troy, exactly. And you know what? I'm going to reply to what Chris was saying, and you, Troy, that there has to be some sort of connection with audience, and what I call it like chemistry, like connection. Now, what Chris was saying, I I am exactly on the same page. I prefer to play 500 or maybe 1,000 people versus big festivals like 50,000 people, which I've done too. Now, the reason why is because there is more connection. Let's say if you have a big festival like Coachella, for instance, or Woodstock, okay? So you have like 100,000 people, you know, people are just like, who is on the stage right now? They don't even know, right? There is connection, you know, so they're just there to be there for like 10 hours, you know, or whatever, or how long the whole the concert is going throughout the day. But when you have a let's say opening act, and then you have a headlining act, maybe like let's say 2 or 3 bands all together, and you have like you know, smaller crowd, let's say House of Blues in California that holds probably 3,000 people or so, you know, then you get connection because people, they come and they see you, and they come to see you, and they know your songs, and they are part of the band. That's what I call it. Everybody in the audience, they want to be part of the band, and that's the significant part that Troy, you were talking about. You need to make your fans, your crowd, even if they are not your fans, maybe they see you for the first time, but make them feel like they are part of the band. You know, talk to them. You know, every musician has to be also an actor, you know, on the stage, you know, to let a crowd participate, you know, certain parts, you know, singing, screaming, you know, whatever, jumping, you know, if they do mash pit, you know, that's kind of dangerous, you know, so people get hurt, but, you know, they have to be part of the band in order to be happy. And then they're going to walk back home at the end of the concert. They say like, man, I saw this band for the first time, but they kicked fucking ass.
Right.
And they're awesome. And that's
Word
what we
of
want
mouth is
to hear.
still the biggest.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's been my personal experience too. You know, even if you're playing to no one, you know, sometimes I get out there and you just want to put the vibe out. You don't have anywhere to play. You hit the road and you find a place to play, and there's nobody there. You're still playing to the room. You know, the room has a life of its own. You're putting that vibe out in the universe, and it's making a positive difference in the world. And even if it's just the bar, you know, just the people at the bar, they're getting that experience. They're getting to know you, and it's changing lives in your life, in their lives.
Also, with the
One
smaller
step at
venue
a
as
time.
compared to the festival, when you're playing for 500 to 1,000 people, you know that those people are there to hear you. When you're playing a festival that's 3-4 days, like Peter said, half the time they're wondering, well, who's on stage now?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you oldest phrase I used to make, and I know this is a personal thing, but I think we all had this before. You go to a concert, right? You're waiting for the big band. The 2 bands have already played. You just delay it for like 20 minutes. We all say the same thing in their heads. When is this band going on stage? When is it going to happen? So I think we've all been there, you know. So it's like it's that anticipation of the action.
The good thing,
Yeah,
Troy. Good thing nowadays is on big festivals. Back 20 years ago, there was a changeover. That's what we call. So it means that you know, you have one stage, and you have to change equipment. You know, amps, drums, blah blah blah. You know, so there's like, let's say 20 minutes wait. That was like 20 plus years ago. Nowadays, what they do on big festivals, which is really, really smart idea, they have a stage that is like a turntable. So it means that it actually turns. So
That's awesome.
You have one band.
That's a great idea.
Let's say you have a Korn, you know, playing right now. But on the other side of the stage, if you imagine, it's like kind of like a round, like a turntable. Nobody doesn't see. System of a Down is getting ready.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Korn is done, and then it takes like 5 minutes. Stage does change, you know, turns around, and System of a Down is playing. I'm just mentioning like 2 bands, you know, major ones. So it could be anybody else. So that's good nowadays that modern technology allows that, you know, on these big festivals that are going, like Chris was saying, like 3 or 4 days. So, but anyway,
it's such a good idea.
Yeah. I've seen Sabaton actually use 2 stages just recently at a big festival they had for themselves, and I think that was amazing. Using 2 stages for themselves, like Old members, new members. They literally play 2 stages.
Well, yeah, they have like all these big festivals. They have like at least 3 stages, So obviously one is the main one, for the really big bands, and then you have
Yeah, that's traditional. That's traditional. Yeah, they
so
actually played both stages at the same time. It was quite amazing. Of course, this only can be done with a band like Sabaton.
Or you get the festivals where they got the stage, and this is what I like is when the festivals have the stage for the up and comers, the bands you haven't heard of, but
Yeah.
they need to be heard, so they're here. And then you got your stage for your bands that get radio play, but they're not as big as Black Sabbath, who's going to be on the main stage.
Right. That's right.
So I have my son right here,
Oh,
so
my
he.
goodness. Is he gonna play now? We got a little play action.
Yeah, but I am not set up to play guitars or keyboards, so he's just gonna show a little bit of Justin, whatever you want to play, and especially double kick. Okay.
Okay,
Here we go.
All right, Justin Cerman of Ice LA.
Here's the now, okay?
Okay.
My legs, they hurt.
Your legs hurt?
Yeah, but it's.
Come on, just do something.
I can't find it. Do it because I do it too fast and I can't.
Start something simple. Perfect. Very good.
I don't know.
Yeah, not
It looks
bad
good.
when your legs are hurting. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I couldn't hear it all the way. Chris, could you hear it?
I couldn't hear it, but I can see what he's doing, so I know what he's hitting, and that kind of puts the rhythm in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe
I think there's some kind of peak decibel meter that cuts out all of the loud frequencies when they get too loud, so they don't blow out the speaker.
Yeah.
Right.
let me go
Yeah.
right here.
How about you keep the door cracked a little bit?
Okay, good idea.
Kid knows sound.
Working on the solutions. That's what it's all about.
You're a smart kid. Anything?
I can barely hear it.
Oh,
You can
really?
barely hear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I can't hear it.
We'll have to do an audio version recorded perhaps, and then have it displayed.
I just got this interface. It's a Zoom AMS 44, and it's this little 4-track that goes in, and yeah, you could try to interface because it's compatible with Zoom. It's compatible with most phones, most software, something like that. You might be able to get the mics and then just run it through the Zoom, and then you can interface it that way, and it would probably work.
Yeah, well, I got that option right here. That's number 1.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got another interface right here.
He's got some interface going
Nice.
on.
That's a Scarlett?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used the Scarlett. Scarlett's a really good interface. They sound really clear and crisp, and they do good, pretty stable, reliable.
Yeah, this
Good
one
choice.
is there's a 16 channel, so that's a good one. It could
PreSonus,
be
yeah.
digital. Yeah.
They've got great preamps.
Yeah. Well, next time I'm gonna set up a little bit better so you can hear, because I think now some frequencies, especially drums are so loud, and the studio is quite a small.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're still out there killing it, buddy. That's great.
Yes, and I was gonna say, dude, that's still a badass studio you got there.
We will
Oh, yeah.
get the sound.
Amazing.
It's just a matter of proper timing. We will get it, though. We will get it.
Yes.
Cheers.
I hear a
Great.
cowbell.
I was gonna say, did I just hear a cowbell?
Hurricane, did you have a cowbell going off?
I dropped my lighter in the ashtray.
Oh,
It's a metal ashtray. That might be what you heard.
That's a good tone. You got to record that, sample it, get it online, sell the
Right?
samples.
it's already on. I mean, you can already hear it from the rewind, so it's already there. In a few seconds, you'll hear the sound we're talking about.
Folks, I will be right back. I gotta go refill my cup.
Awesome, and I'll go.
Hey.
Three. We're gonna do a little semi-music news until he's refilled. Are you almost refilled, sir?
All right, I'll be
Grab a
right
refill
back.
as well.
I'm gonna go for a subject that I was in my heart, and that would be music news. Hurricane.
Yeah.
What's your music news for this next month? Anything going on in the Idaho, Spokane, Boise area?
What? Yeah. We got Filth Hound coming back out to stage. They took a little break. They have a new album they are recording, so we're gonna get to hear some new tracks this coming Friday.
Huh.
And then the 11th, they're playing again with another new band. We have it's called Suturist. Check
Okay.
it out. Let's see. And then we got Barn, Ghost Box, and Basement playing. They're kind of my favorites out there. So I get excited when they get booked over and over and over, because they just kind of need to move up just a little bit more.
Okay.
Yep. So that's kind of where we're at. The 3rd, I have the Dope concert coming up with
Okay.
what is it, Fear Factory?
That's that festival, or is that a big show?
No, that's a full show. It's gonna be at the Revolution.
How big is
The
that?
tickets are only $20 for that one. So
Capacity?
the Rev, I believe, is only 400, maybe 500 at most.
So this is what we're talking about before. So this is the kind of a show, if you paid, you might have a chance to talk to a performer or at least someone in the band.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
show to go to.
anything usually that plays at the Knitting Factory, the Revolution, the Shredder, and the Olympic, they're all like, yeah, it's all like a big family situation. They have a couple rooms in the back, for getting ready, and the bigger ones that don't want to come and hang out, but for the most part, they just kind of chill at the bar or a table outside on the patios, just real relaxed.
Nice.
And as I could tell, in Idaho, you can smoke in most facilities at bars.
Yeah.
It's kind of hit and miss. A lot of them have like a smoking patio now, so that we're outside.
And the weed smoking is still,
Unless you get caught with an ounce,
Yeah.
it's a misdemeanor, and they usually don't mess with it.
yeah.
Yeah, I got pulled over with 3 ounces in Preston.
Oh no.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was crazy. I had 6
Since
months parole.
Ontario went for a shit with all the dispensaries. They've kind of given up on the pot thing around here.
Yeah, it's about time too.
Again, we're
Yeah.
just talking pot for a small portion. LPM is a supporter, and we got a lot of stuff going on. So check out LPM headquarters. And Marc, you've been here. What you really think
Shout
you've
out
heard?
Lion Pride Music headquarters, dude. It's legit. Absolute must stop when you're on your way through Tacoma. Absolutely, you got to stop there and check
He's
it out.
new
It's
property too, man. He's got his own 300 capacity, 500 capacity venue here. So
Mhm.
yeah,
what was that?
Right?
he's got that new property now.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Impressive.
Expanding.
Yeah, he can do 300, 500-ish people. Yeah.
For
Like a big
sure,
stage.
definitely.
it's
That's a
kinda
great
weird.
spot option.
What's really weird is because the sounds like an auditorium, because it's right behind a water reservoir. So you already got a hill, right? So you got this downslope, and you got a perfect place for the stage. All this land, about 1.5 acres or so, and so
Yep, the acoustics
And
are
a
perfect there,
little
man.
hole in there, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
if you get a decibel meter, so you make sure that it doesn't disturb the neighborhood. Other than that, that's the only thing that you got to pay attention to. That's like
We're
the
on
perfect
tribal-
spot for
we're
shows,
basically
man.
Tribal land, dude. The sound goes to the tribe land, the res.
Oh yeah. And 90% of those people would want to come see the show anyway. So
Right?
We're taking our money from the
Yep.
casino. We got to give it back. It's gonna be a circular thing, you know. We lose
It's
money.
a great
casino,
neighborhood.
we make money from them coming into the show, you know.
Yep, you guys got the palm trees. It's a little slice of paradise. It's absolutely must stop in when you're in Seattle area. Just drop in and check it out. Lion Pride Music, man, it's the spot.
Yes, and
Self-heal retreat, man.
I told Troy the other day when I make my way up there, I found my spot on the pirate ship.
Ahoy there! Yar
Johnny,
yar!
come on in.
Avast! Scurvy doubloons.
Yes. Oh shit. Oh man, I love you guys, but it hurts to laugh.
Don't hurt your ribs, Chris.
Bro, how are you doing, man? I heard you got lit up. What's
7.
happening?
I'm healing.
7 ribs.
Yeah, 7
man.
broken ribs, bruised lung, head and neck injuries, but I'm making the best of it. I'm slowly healing. It's going to be a long road, but
Me too.
We're glad you made it through, man. Yeah.
thank you.
I
I
break my ribs, but I feel there's still pain right in this area. This whole area, just pain. And it's it'd be my left as well. So you got on the left, I got on the left really bad too. So wow. But mine's weird. My rib is actually connected to my spine. It's causing this kind of weird number. So it's really weird pain.
I'm gonna real quick break one of my rules. I know we got rules. We don't discuss religion. We don't discuss politics, and don't be a dick. But I gotta say, there's a greater power in this universe that was watching over me.
Okay, that's respectable. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The universe loves me.
Yeah, Serge!
Serge! You guys can hear me? I finally figured it out.
Yeah, that's me.
I say it was actual Asgard saying we're not ready for you yet.
Yeah. Your work here is you still got more work here to do.
Yes, there's more bands to find and talk to and more shows to do.
Yep. More music to be made. We're creating harmony in the universe.
Unfortunately, I'll be out of the day job for at least 4 to 6 weeks. But hopefully in the end, everything will just line up again.
Like butter to lobster.
Yeah, sorry. Due to my lawyer said I got to watch what I say, so I'm really trying to watch what I say about this.
Maybe you can go in code and talk about it like a crab would. So the crab says,
yes.
Eat the lobster.
The crab says rock lobster.
Right.
Huh? Say what, Serge?
I thought it was like burning a bowl. It looked like you was making a bowl, burning the bowl sign.
That's what we do. We burn the bowl.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I was clarifying.
Count me there.
Well, I'm not big on pills, so I'm glad for nature's pain medicine.
Oh yeah, it's the best medicine in the world, man. Even I can't smoke right now because I've been smoking too much, but I've still got the edibles, man.
I was gonna say I made hot cocoa last night, infused hot cocoa, and then I made an infused milkshake. I sat back in my chair and my body was just so relaxed. I think I actually slept good last night for the first time since this whole thing happened.
Yep,
Good.
Cannabis and meditation induces cellular regeneration.
Yes.
Those two things combined, if you just focus on healing, it quickens the healing process.
Marc,
Allows
you
the
gotta
body
put
to do what it
Put on a bumper sticker. I love what you just said. That was beautiful.
Excellent.
That was a Hallmark card.
It is a Hallmark card.
I mean, even Serge is
Can't wait to see that in the
man
grocery store.
doesn't cry. That man does not cry. He's almost tearing up, man. Good
And-
shit.
It's a beautiful thing.
and I got to give a big huge shout out to Officer Chris Cummins, Central City Police Department, and all of the paramedics and first responders that were at the scene. You guys have told me, you were just doing your job, but your job is to be a hero, and you guys are my heroes this week.
Here, here. Cheers to that. We're grateful for their service and that they were able to help you be safe and that you're here with us today.
Yes.
That's awesome. Serge, you are the newest member here. How you feeling? We have lost Jay. Welcome back.
You guys, oh God, dude, that's when we're all talking about getting back together and maybe, finally recording shit, make it final. And then he passes away. Like, I was coming over next month so we can have a powwow, so to speak.
Yeah, try to see if we can put the band together. So now we're looking for 2 guitar players. You're the drummer. I'm the singer as usual. Just need a bass player. I could guess play bass. No one would probably believe me doing that, but believe it or not, I actually need to play the bass a little bit. So,
I know a couple of guitar players.
I know, yeah, I know a guy too. They can play a lot of instruments.
I'll tell you what. I got a guitar player down here in Kentucky. Guy I actually work with at the day job.
Okay.
And this guy is truly amazing. The first time he ever came over and sat in the studio, every single song I played, by the second verse, he's playing along by ear. And I'm just, I'm blown away.
Well, as soon as the grant money, the Cerman money, or whatever money I get comes, I'm on a train ride bound to find some guitar players. And I guess hanging out with Marc and Serge.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Hey, have drums will travel.
Yes.
Have drums will travel. I love that. That's great.
Go down.
Well, yeah, Chris, that's the beauty, Chris. That's the beauty about being able to improvise and hear the chords and notes. Just like you were talking about your guitar player. That he just blend in. So a lot of people are schooled. I ran into people from orchestra, and I brought them to studio, and I said like, can you follow me? We're gonna play A minor. We're gonna go to C. Then we're gonna go to G. Then we're gonna go to F. They couldn't do it. It's like, can you write a chart? When I wrote the chart for them, they could do it, because some people are well schooled, but they cannot really improvise. They cannot just follow the chord progressions or scales or notes itself, So, and some people are just versatile, that just like your guitarist, that he just blend in, and that's the beauty of music, So you don't have to be necessarily schooled in order to play, but if you can hear, then you can just blend in.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he does too. He'll listen and he'll tell you exactly what chord you're playing, exactly what key you're in, and I'm just like, dude, I wish I had a talent like that.
That guy, keep him. Sounds like he's very experienced guitarist.
He is. He is, and I'm one of these days. I said I'm going to get him on the show with us.
Well, whenever is best. We have Steve Unger next week. We have GBH coming this month if everything works out at the end of the month, and then we never know about Martin Anderson.
And April 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, I got the go ahead from a certain record holder, people that keep track of that stuff. So we are going to go for the world record of most interviews on
The second?
April 2nd. And that is Asgard Radio's 13th birthday. And I didn't even think about that when I was setting it all up. Jim informed me, and I was like, oh yeah, all the more reason to do it.
Yep,
13
exactly.
years. Wow.
I know some people that are down for sure. So get that list going, and we'll get the schedule happening, and we'll get as many people as we can.
Yes,
and break the record again.
Giant party.
And this accident I had, I can say it's kind of a blessing because, I work, my day job was 12 hours a day, and then I come home and try to get as much radio stuff in. But since this, it actually, I'll be able to schedule it and get everything right for the April 2nd show.
Destiny's a funny thing.
Awesome.
Yes, the
Yeah.
world
Yes,
works
it
in
is.
mysterious ways. I needed time to get stuff done. The world gave me a little more time.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah, you know that reminds me of what you were saying with the. Oh, what were you saying? Sorry.
no, I
Go
said
ahead,
like I'm in for April 2nd because that day actually means a lot to me. And I'm gonna try to bring different artists that I'm not gonna mention names just
Go
yet.
ahead.
Private conversation. I'll try
That's
to bring it on. But April 2nd is a birthday for my brother-in-law, and this year he would have been 50, and we lost him in 2010.
oh, my
Uh,
condolences,
Oh,
brother.
Man, sorry,
So-
bro.
he would have been like a year and a half older than me, so April 2nd, you know. So and yeah, his name is Justin, brother-in-law for me, and that's why my son's name, the drummer of Iced LA, is Justin after him. So I mean, but I'll try to bring some other artists, big names. I'm not
Nice.
proud. I'll see
Awesome.
schedule is, you know, like Martin is on tour, right? Okay,
Yep.
Bjorn on the tour, you know, and I could go with names, you know, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Awesome.
Try to get a couple well-knowns on there as well. So
Hell yeah.
We'll
And
just
it-
make it a who's who of what's what, man.
And I'm just going to ask WB and everyone else from Good Old Fashioned Roadrunner, if they want to, they can bring whoever they want to, Mrs. Hurricane.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
So
will.
Hurricane, you have your open whatever, and of course I will. You know, I'm very open in public. I'm going to go straight to Europe.
Yeah, right.
Have
We know
drums,
how
we'll
bad
travel.
you're eager to get there.
You know, I'm going to Germany and Sweden and Norway, so I'll definitely be hunting for my friends to show up.
Yes.
It's definitely
Y'all have friends in good places.
what it's all about. Getting out there and creating that vibe, it changes the world, man, for sure, definitely. Even if
Yes.
you're you can go anywhere if you're doing that artistry, like you know, like I've been in situations
You said
where
Hawaii, Mark.
drive out and
Hawaii?
yeah, I mean I lived in
Hawaii,
Hawaii for
right?
10 years I was down in San Diego and I had no money, not a dollar in my pocket, didn't know how I was going to make money. I was playing acoustic outside the coffee shops to try to make enough to get coffee. My friend from the Posies was playing a show down there. They got me into the show for free, and he was just saying, just keep putting that vibe out there. So the next day, or the day after that, I ended up in a movie. I was showed at a coffee shop, and it was a set. They were in a movie set there, and they were filming a show called Mighty Oak. My last name is Holyoak, and I was like, "Hey, can I be in the movie?" It was about musicians, and they were like, "Yeah, go ahead." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I'm in a
Mark, you remind
I'm in
me
a scene with
something.
Raven Simone.
That's the universe.
Mark, you remind me
Yeah.
something remarkable for what happened to my friend. Speaking of the movie, and I'm sure I can bring him on our show on April 2nd. He's from the same country where I came from Slovakia. He came to, he ended up in Santa Monica, and he's a great dancer and great like artist, like acrobat and stunts and, you know, flips and jumps and all that kind of crazy shit. And he started dancing, you know, in Venice Beach, in Santa Monica on the boardwalk. He was picked up by, he had no money, just like you said in San Diego. You know, he was
Yeah.
picked by one dancing band, you know, he started. Okay. Then bigger band gave him bigger contract. And guess what? He just got done recording or filming as a stuntman in Wakanda Forever, that Panther,
Nice.
Black
Yeah.
Panther, you know. So
Yeah.
he all the way to Hollywood as a stuntman. And now I'm just praying for him that he's going to get some major contract and get some $20 million deal.
Right.
That's
Uh,
really
that-
where
well,
it starts. You take the leap and you make the leap of faith, and you know it's going to put that vibe out there, and
Yeah.
the universe opens the path.
Yeah, he was focused
Exactly.
on no
Universe.
alcohol, no drugs, no cigarettes, no fucking around, nothing. You know, he was just studying English. He was studying his moves, you know, jumps and flips and all kinds of dancing, crazy stuff, you know. And kid made it. and he was like, now he's like, he just turned 30 years old last year. So, and he's been here for like, I don't know, 6-7 years in United States. And that's the motivation, inspiration that he said, like, I'm going to do my best. And he did. And it sounds the same like you. Can I be in the movie?
Yeah.
And
Just
Mark,
believing you can. A lot
Mark,
of
you
people
were
get
saying
the
Universal. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Mark, you were saying about playing on a street corner, and honestly, I love street musicians. And a while back, someone had showed me a street musician on YouTube, a guy by the name of Marcus K.
Yep.
And
Hey.
I've actually had the privilege, it's on the YouTube channel, to do a show talking to Marcus K. And I told them, in my opinion, being a street musician is more real, because you're sitting down, you're playing from the heart. You don't know if you're getting paid or not. And instead of buying a ticket, the people who give you your donations are given from the heart instead of given from Ticketmaster's price list.
Hey, Chris,
exactly.
to expand on
it's like
that.
you're stripping yourself down to your heart. You're bearing your heart, you know? So that's kind of like what that's like.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the biggest dream killers is I don't have the money, I don't have the time. Those two things, it's left brain, right brain, you know, like people think that that's going to get in their way, and then it does. But if you really want to do it and you just make the commitment and it's the right thing with the universe, it creates harmony, then the universe is going to say, okay, collective consciousness, create a path, and it opens up for you. And that's how people achieve their dreams. Or at least my experience is the transcendental nature of artistry. When you're doing this sort of thing, it just happens for you, as long as you don't get in your own way.
Your own way. I like that. I like that, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, these are
Keep
just
it all balanced. Try not to get greedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
you know, it's bigger than you.
Honey,
Yeah.
make time, you know, and it will come. Time, any money.
Yep. It's the temporal experience is it's not about the numbers, you know. Doesn't matter if you're playing for 50,000 people and making $1 million, or if you're just playing for the room and there's only one person in there. You're changing your life.
Well, it's that energy.
That's where it starts.
That energy that's created when you're playing, you know.
Yeah,
energy
exactly.
goes out and comes back. You know, that's so awesome. There's nothing like that.
Yep. String theory suggests that sound never actually stops. It just gets quieter and quieter. So it's still reverberating, that original sound that created the universe. It's all around us. And that's what we're tapping into. We're resonating on that harmony of the earth and the sun, the galaxy, all of it. It's all connected.
Right. Yeah.
We create connections when we do that.
Man. My skin's crawling right now talking about it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yep. That's
Well, and also,
the universe, man.
You know,
universal
I'm grateful,
pulse.
you know, for everything I have.
You know, and I worked at a venue up in Illinois for a while, and I've seen shows that were packed. We had 500 people crammed into the place, and then I've seen shows where their mom showed up and maybe a couple of friends. They had 5 people in the audience, but those people that had maybe 5 people in the audience, those bands, I swear, in my opinion, they're the ones that play with the most heart out there.
Yep.
Support. You're gonna have the support.
Yep. The numbers really don't matter. Practice playing, and playing is practice.
Right. Well, and I've said before, if I booked a show and my mom, my girlfriend, and maybe 3 friends showed up, I'd be kind of disappointed. But these bands, they said they don't give a fuck. They're just there to play.
Yeah,
and that's
man. You just love to play, you know.
Yeah,
Chris, drums. We'll travel. Say it again.
Great example.
Yeah, it's a meditative state. You lose yourself in the music.
22 years, Tony McAlpine. Everybody knows Tony McAlpine. He was in downtown St. Paul. It was a small club called The Lab. Hold it probably held like maybe 600 or 700 people. Now, Tony McAlpine was supposed to perform Now, usually it would be sold out. Somehow, management company, because the club was changing the name from Ryan's to Lab, blah blah blah. So they misplaced the name of the event that night. So Tony McAlpine, I was supposed to open up for him, and I did. And nobody didn't know where actually Tony McAlpine's playing. And 9 people showed up. 9 people. That they were actually regular people that they used to go, because there was a bar and there was rehearsal studios up above, big building. And I was asking Tony, I was like, Tony, we have only probably like 9 or 10 people in the house. Are you gonna play? He goes like, yes, I will play. He closed his eyes and he played the whole set in front of 9 people.
That's usually
on guitar, and
my eyes are mostly closed when I play.
Yeah, closed his eyes and he said, like, I'm gonna play the way like I'll be playing in front of 700 people or 5,000 people. It doesn't matter. And he did, and I was just like in tears. I opened up for him. I'm like, well, my rehearsal studio is upstairs, so I'll just bring full stack and play my guitar with my sequence tracks. So, but it was amazing how he played in front of 9 people, and that's a big, huge star, Tony McAlpine, compared to myself.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
one band,
I feel like
I talked to one band back in the day when I was at the venue, and they said, they put it perfectly. They said, you know what? Whether it's 5 people or 5,000 people, we're gonna do our best to give them the rock show they came to see. Yeah, right
definitely.
on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
That's
Serge,
really what it's all about.
I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, I would like to say hello to my brother, Peter Cerman.
Hey, I'll be back in just
What's
a
that?
minute. I gotta grab some more coffee. I gotta
Right.
brew some more. So this will take a little bit longer.
Coming up for you, buddy. Tell everybody.
Hurricane, just so you know, Peter and Serge met each other at NAMM in LA last year in June.
Nice. But that was a nice.
I think it was a nice little bromance going on.
Come here, kitty. I got a cat.
Oh man, I can't wait for NAMM this year. I tell you that.
Yeah, no shit.
Right?
Tell more about it. What's your plan?
Oh man, what's my plan? Gonna go to NAMM during the day and the Hilton at night.
You gotta do it right.
You got your badge, you got your plane ticket, you got your hotel.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I already got all that stuff. I'm ready to go.
Hell yeah.
It's like a countdown for me, like when I was in boot camp, like I don't know how many days in the wake up, so to speak.
Well,
I'm fucking excited.
I'm gonna make it there one of these days, and I've done straight up said if I go to NAMM, I ain't spending money on a hotel room. It's California. I'm gonna go out and pitch my tent on the sidewalk.
Well, I guess I'm a glamper.
Well, maybe you can find Hulk Hogan or something, and maybe Hulk Hogan will let you sit for a day or something.
Right?
Well, Chris,
The beach,
you can
the
rent
beach
like
is away.
you can rent like a SUV or minivan and sleep in the car for a couple nights.
Well,
Or you can track down Pauly Shore and try to hang out in a luxury hotel.
well, and I've said this many times before. I actually do have a goal I eventually want to make happen. I want to buy a retired ambulance and set it up as a mobile broadcasting station. Because if you ever seen the back of an ambulance, it's basically halfway there. They got the jump seat with all the shelves and the desktop right there. All I need to do is put in my computers, my soundboard, my Wi-Fi signal. Outside, take all the lights off, paint it black, put my logo on it, put the lights back on, and go.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds like that movie.
Yeah.
In 2012, when there was this guy somewhere, oh my God, in mountains, and he had the same setup. He was broadcasting from his RV or whatever it was. 2012. It's a good movie. It's about the end of the world that the whole continent, everything is.
I recall this
Oh,
movie.
28 days later.
Yes.
Is
2012.
that
Vampire movie?
2012. It was a good movie.
Yeah, because the guy's up there and there's just like a nuclear blast or something, aftershock coming towards him, and he's standing there with the microphone. It's coming.
That was
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson. That was the Yellowstone eruption. That was 2012 there, Chris, just so you know. I
Yeah.
watched that thing.
Okay.
Woody had a good time dying on that one. He was like just enjoying watching that volcano go, woo! Just taking it with him. That was a great scene. That was a good- Super volcano went
I'm
out
gonna-
and there in a plane and everything. It was awesome. Great movie.
And
I'm so sorry because my son is waiting for ice.
So we can actually kind of hear him now.
a little bit?
Sort of. Yeah.
Was he playing lowrider?
He's playing something.
oh,
Playing, that's all that matters.
gotta
As long as you're
you gotta
playing.
You gotta get,
Oh yeah.
we gotta get there, Peter. So we'll see you soon, though.
Time do we have?
I don't know. What we got there, Chris?
oh shoot! We've been going for about an hour and a half. So
I guess we can close up. I mean, let's listen to any fast music news flash scenarios. Anything from Hurricane? Anything new coming up festival wise besides what we were talking about?
Not yet. I am still getting in the calendars from all the venues. So once I get them all put together, I'll just send it all to you in like a chat or whatever.
We have to get you back on then.
Right?
All right.
Always.
All right.
all right,
Mark,
well,
you ready to go? Everyone ready to go?
all right,
Aloha.
well, everybody
Have a
out
good
there, thank you for joining us today. It has been a blast hanging out. I'm Chronic Chris, Asgard Radio. With me always Sunday, Troy E. Anderson, International Punk King, Shop Talk International. Thank you today, Peter, the Hurricane, Mark, Serge. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a blast, and we'll catch you guys later.
Mwah.
Awesome.
Hold on, I got
Excellent.
if I can just get this mouse right.